Suddenly, my eyes went so soft and shaky. I knew there was pain, but pain is not aching. So he fell. He's feeling the pain, but it's a weird kind of pain. It's a different kind of pain than he's ever felt before. But the pain is not aching. Then Richie said, "Hey man, let's get dressed up like cops. Think of what we could do." But something it said, "You'd better not." It's a good thing they didn't.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name is Greg, and I am episode 3, uh, back from being sick. So I'm not 100% okay, but I feel like I've turned the corner, and I've got a lot of Kofi requests that I got to get through. So I may not be my normal, oh my God, self. That's the toll it takes on my chest. Right now, I want to cough, so I'm going to try not to. But yeah, but I'm happy to be back on the saddle. And this is Nish. Nish, how you doing? Nish, thanks a lot for being so patient with me. Television. I know that band. I've always known the band, and then, but going into this channel, right? When we first started this channel, I didn't really know too much of their songs. And since we've done this channel, um, we've reacted to 1880 or so. That was a song that I gave Chris um, back in early 2021. And then See No Evil. I think See No Evil might have been a Kofi request to Chris. I don't know. But I love See No Evil. Yeah. And that's off that debut album, Marquee Moon. And so you want me to listen to Television Venus. That's the name of the song. So um, I don't know the song, but I'm happy to get into it. I love that guitar. That was really cool. Bring that back a little bit. That's cool. Oh, the bass. Man, this band was tight. This is the third song I'm reacting to now. And they're just tight. Just a tight sound. Everything, all instrumentation is solid. Bass, drumming, guitars. I think there's the rhythm and then there's the lead, right? They have two guitarists. Tom Verlaine. That's the thing. Is Tom singing? I don't think so, right? I think Tom is the lead guitarist. And the rhythm guitarist, I don't know his name. I forgot it. He's a singer. That's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong on that. But yeah, I have information on the other side. So we'll validate, we'll check, we'll clarify. But anyway, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Let's carry on.
My
love the drumming. What he's doing that.
Broadway, it looks so medieval. It seems to flap like little pages, and I fell sideways laughing with a friend from many stages. How we felt. Did you feel low? Not at all. I fell right into the arms. Venus to Milo.
That was a guitar. That was so good. Ah,
Suddenly, my eyes were so soft and shaky. Oh, I knew there was pain, but pain is not aching. And Richie said, "Hey man, let's dress up like cops. Think of what we could do. Something." He said you better nights, and I fell. Did you feel low? I stood up, walked out the arms, Venus to Milo.
too short. I don't know. Wow, it was short. Ah, hmm. What a unique song. Wow, I enjoyed that. Let me gather my thoughts together and on the other side. So first thing I got to do is correct myself about Tom Verlaine, because when I was pulling up information, yeah, I was reminded that he's the front man. He was the front man for television. I believe lead guitar, lead singer, and so yeah. I mean the whole band was really good, but Tom was uh, Tom was up front and center with this band. So that's him. His vocals, man, I gotta tell you. I mean, that is punk. That is just that that's it. Like if I was trying to tell someone about punk for the first time, they just landed on Earth and they didn't know anything about punk, and I wanted them to hear an example of a punk vocalist. That's the guy, Tom Verlaine. It's just, you know, this song is not punk. I mean, not that, anything rapid and crazy and oh my God, um, but he's got that voice. Yeah. And so, and I find that so fascinating. I really do. I like the song. I think the song is a grower because as the song was going on, uh, by the end, I was liking it more than when I first, for like the first minute or so. Um, I like that kind of do what they were doing. They were kind of bringing in some keyboard synthesizer sound. I think, mixing it with the guitar. Um, yeah, I love the drumming. I loved again like how he was. I mean, he wasn't doing it the whole entire song, that sort of military style thing, but though there were those times when he was doing that. I thought that was really. I thought that was cool. Um, yeah, and and the guitar, just the guitar work in this was just lovely. You know, yeah, this was some band. Um, I really wish I would have gotten into them in their heyday. I mean, what was I? Guess I was 13, 14. I just wasn't. I was in my Beatle world. Those guys back there. Um, they just took over my world. I mean, it was just everything Beatles, and then anything in their sort of circle. I was starting to listen to. Not this, but this kind of came later. Television. I started hearing about them in the '80s with the advance of new wave, and not that they were new wave, but they were in that sort of company, and they were played on a radio station that was pumping a lot of new wave into my ears in the '80s. Um, so yeah, so I'm really glad that on this channel, I've had the opportunity to get into them. So I need to get into more. And yeah, and also it seems like this song Venus is from Marquee Moon. Again, when pulling the information. So not delay it anymore, and let me just get into the band just briefly about them. Yeah, again, they're from New York City. Uh, they were most notably active in 1970s. The group was founded by Tom Verlaine, Richard Lloyd, Billy Ficker, and Richard Hell. Is that his real name? Um, an early fixture of CBGB and the 1970s New York rock scene, the band is considered influential in the development of punk and alternative music. And although they recorded in a stripped down guitar based manner similar to their punk contemporaries, television's music was by comparison clean, improvisational, and technically proficient, drawing influence from avant garde jazz and 1960s rock. The group's debut album, Marquee Moon, is considered one of the defining releases of the punk era. And then when I get into the album on Wiki, there's this guy, Brian Waterman. He's the author of 33 and a half, which is a series of books, each about a single music album. So he gets into this one, Marquee Moon, and what he talks about here about Venus. He says, although Verlaine was against drug use after television formed, he once had a short lived phase using psychedelic drugs, to which he makes reference in similes on songs like Venus. Its lyrics follow an ostensibly drug induced revelatory experience. Quote in the lyric, it's all like some new kind of drug. My senses are sharp and my hands are like gloves. Broadway looks so medieval, it seems to flap like little pages. I fell sideways laughing with a friend from many stages. So those are some lyrics from the song. According to Waterman, while psychedelic trips informed the experiences of many artists in Lower Manhattan at the time, Venus contributed to the impression of Marquee Moon as a transcendental work in the vein of 19th century romanticism. Quote from Waterman, Verlaine is into perception, and sometimes the perception he represents is as intense as a mind altering substance. That's an amazing compliment. um, wow. I actually have the lyrics pulled up on genius.com, and there is a comment from someone, a contributor, and they talk about, I think, something along the same lines as Waterman. This person writes the character in Venus, possibly Tom Verlaine himself, is hanging out with a friend through the streets of New York City. Verlaine's vivid and surrealistic imagery suggests both an acid trip and the effects of being in love, and it's impossible to draw the line. All right, so let me get into, because I mean, I really wasn't paying attention too much to the lyrics. I knew I'd come back to this, here on the episode at the end. I was really into the music. So let me get into it. It was a tight toy night, streets so bright, the room was so thin, between my bones and skin. There stood another person who was a little surprised to be face to face with a world so alive. Chorus, how I fell, did you feel low? No, huh? I fell right into the arms of Venus de Milo. Verse 2, it's all like some new drug, new kind of drug. My senses are sharp and my hands are like gloves. Broadway looks so medieval, it seemed to flap. I think he's just repeating it now. Oh no, and I fell sideways, laughing with a friend from many stages. And just back into that chorus, how we felt. Did you feel low? Not at all, huh? I fell right into the arms of Venus de Milo. Verse 3, suddenly my eyes went so soft and shaky. I knew there was pain, but pain is not aching. So he fell. He's feeling the pain, but it's a weird kind of pain. It's a different kind of pain than he's ever felt before. but the pain is not aching. Then Richie said, "Hey man, let's get dressed up like cops. Think of what we could do." But something it said, "You'd better not." It's a good thing they didn't. If this is a real life thing, yeah. And then chorus, and I fell. Did you feel low? Nah, huh? So it just repeats. I stood up, walked out of the arms of Venus de Milo. Interest in lyrics. Really adds. It adds to the song after reading them. That's so cool. Nish, this is a great request. Thank you so much. Thanks for getting television back onto this channel. Cool. Got to hear more songs from them. Nish, you take care. You have a good rest of the day. And to everyone else out there, if you like this, hit the like button, sub if you haven't subbed already. And I will see all of you on the next episode of Into the Music.